Hey, what's up guys? Today is Halloween of 2020, so we finally made it this far. And last week I took a break from reviewing, but this week I'm back. I'll be trying to review most weeks, but as it gets colder, I might not be able to come outside as often, especially with the weather. Today is a nice high 30s, so not the coldest, but definitely not the warmest. So today we got supposedly a 2008 US MRE Menu 8 Marinara with sauce with meatballs, and this was kindly sent to me by Dub C in a care package about 2-3 weeks ago. So once again, a big thanks to him. He's been making some really cool videos, so definitely check him out. I'll link him in the description and the comments. So yeah, definitely. So supposedly this was a 2008 production, as I said earlier, but I looked on the history of MRE menus, and in 2008 Menu 8 was not marinara sauce with meatballs, and in fact it didn't become a option until 2009. So with the date code or the lot code starting with an 8, it says 8154, it was a bit strange, but perhaps they don't change up the menu at the start of every calendar year, but instead maybe sometime through the year. I'm not sure, but I definitely know the contents inside, the difference of the contents inside between 2008 and 2018, so we should be able to identify this fairly easily. So yeah, let's get this opened. There we go. Contents inside look nice and fresh. It's all in a big bag. I'm gonna try to keep this video around 20 minutes or under, since my videos have been taking a while. So hot beverage bag, flameless ration heater, which we'll not be using as usual, because I have a nice boiling pot of water. MRE spoon, classic. Let's see what we got. We got lemon lime fruit juice. Okay. We have wheat snack bread. Cheese spread, fortified, which we'll be trying. It's usually pretty salty and fatty, but I know a lot of people like the cheese spread. We have Accessory Packet. So I know that this is probably a 2008 production because it comes with the wheat snack bread and the cheese spread and the old Accessory Packet. I think this is a type A or something, but usually it doesn't come with the Taster's Choice packaging like that. So yeah, and the lot code on all these are mid 2008. We get two wheat snack breads. Interesting. I'm not sure if that was an error or something when they were making it, but sure. And cheddar cheese pretzels, which is the snack item on the 2009 menu number 8. So yes, this is not a 2018 ration because the 2018 one would have garlic mashed potatoes as a side. So here's the entree. So I'm just gonna get the entree warmed up because the hot water is probably gonna cool off relatively soon. So it's in a nice retort pouch right here. Nothing off about it, so it should be pretty good. See that hot water? It's nice and steamy. So yeah, I'm just gonna squeeze this down and put it in there. Ooh, it's pretty filled. Okay, as you can see right there, I'll leave that right there. All right then, let's start with the accessory packet. Interesting to see what's in there. Definitely a lot more stuff than what they would include today. So we got our moisture or damp resistant matches, iodized salt 4 grams, toilet paper, domino sugar 4 grams, the moist towelette, which we'll be using in a second. It's like the cinnamon gum, and non-dairy creamer. Oh, and lastly, Taster's Choice from 2008. All right, let's move all these to the side. Let's see what else we have. So let's start with the snacks. I usually start with the snacks before I start with the drinks. So let me grab my plate over here. And let's start with the cheddar cheese pretzels. So these are probably combos, which also came in the menu number 1 that I reviewed. A 2016 production menu number 1 that I reviewed a few weeks ago. So yeah, there's the nutrition facts. So these look definitely a bit more aged than the other ones. The cheese color is a bit more dark and dry, but the appearance doesn't look too bad. And let's do the smell test. The pretzels don't smell as distinct as they do normally, and the cheese has a bit of a stinky smell, which is stronger than usual. So I don't think this would give me any digestive problems, hopefully, if I just try one. So let's just try this whole thing. All right, let's go. Okay, very salty, as usual, but a lot more artificial, which is strange, but probably due to its 12 years of age. Whew, what do I have to say about that? The pretzels taste stale at first when you put them in your mouth, but they get better afterwards. The cheese is just not trustworthy. I don't know. It doesn't taste good. It's very artificial, and it's very salty on the inside. So I'm probably gonna have to pass on that one. Normally, I really like combos, but when they're this old, maybe not. All right, so we got vacuum sealed peanuts, shelled and roasted. Let's give it a smell. Yeah, so these smell perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with them. And you don't get too much of them. You get 1 ounce, so 28 grams. So they should be nice and salted and roasted. Perfectly fine. Creamy peanuts, salted on the outside. Good crunch. Just quite salty. I don't know if I'm extra sensitive to salt today, but it is quite salty. 130 milligrams salt of sodium per serving. So there's actually not that much sodium compared to what I've been tasting. All right, let's move on to the wheat snack bread. Oh shoot, I forgot. So in the accessory packet, it also comes with pizza seasoning, and this was only available from probably 10 years ago to a few years ago, and this is not something that you'd find nowadays. So we'll definitely try the seasoning because this is a very special packet. So it's Parmesan and I guess other stuff. So we'll leave that here. All right, let's move on to the wheat snack bread and cheese, and then we'll do the drink. Looks perfectly fine. Oxygen absorber down in there. Smell it. Smells like classic wheat snack bread. Texture, a bit harder than the cornbread, MRE cornbread, but not bad at all. So let's try a nice chunk for taste. Actually, let's just finish that. So the texture is like classic MRE wheat snack bread. Not much flavor. Some artificial wheat flavor. It's a bit sweet. I'm not the biggest fan. It just tastes like older, staler bread. I know some people really like the MRE wheat snack bread, and from my experience, I've never really liked it. With some PB&J, it's not bad at all, but on its own, it's very mediocre. So let's try the cheese spread. So let's see how this is aged. Let's put this on the side. Okay, so it's definitely darker than usual, but that's normal for the age. Considering what I've seen on the internet from 1980s and the 1990s, the cheese spread there, it goes pretty much dark brown and smells rancid. So let's smell this. Okay, so it smells like normal cheese spread. It's a very American or a very cheddar smell. It has a lot of oils, and it's very fatty just by the smell. You don't even have to taste it. So let's just try some on the snack bread. There we go. 12-year-old cheese. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. It makes the bread a lot more palatable, and the flavor, it's actually very similar to the flavor of the cheese inside of here. So a bit artificial, fatty, but a few years back I think it would be more normal. So yeah, I mean that cheese is really off-colored. It's like a brown. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'm probably just leave that there. Okay, so let's keep this one sealed because it's the same thing. And let's move on to the lemon lime fruit juice. I mean, no fruit juice actually. It's just lemon lime flavored juice. So, 12 fluid ounces. So I got my nice bottle here. So it's filled pretty high up. So we need 360. So I'm gonna drink some of this. Okay, now let's do it. Is there a tear notch here? I don't know. Use my knife. Look at that. Nice, bright yellow with a hue of lime green. Just pour that in there. These beverage bases never really go bad unless you hold them for really long and really bad conditions. Or if there's any moisture inside, it could go moldy, but that hasn't really happened from what I've seen. So this is very green, just like the other lemon lime US MRE drink I reviewed a few weeks ago. The US ones tend to be a lot more greener than any foreign ones. The foreign ones tend to be more yellow from what I've seen. So that looks pretty good. Under the sunlight, it looks really nice. It's like a neon green. The camera doesn't do it justice, but it's a really nice color. So some bits at the bottom still, as you can see, but that's probably due to its age. Shake it up a bit more and then try it. Oh, this smells very limey and quite lemony as well. It smells like dried lemon peels. If you ever have that, like the candied lemon peels, but like you have a whole mouthful of that and then this is what you smell. So it's very strong. So let's give it a try. Lemon lime Gatorade. What else do I have to say? It's just lemon lime Gatorade with a very strong lemon peel flavor. So, not horrible. And this actually is a carbohydrate drink. So, you got 33 grams of carbs in there. Probably some electrolytes as well. Of course, artificial coloring and a good amount of added sugars. So I'll just take another sip of that before we move on. Very refreshing, I have to say. All right, moist towelette time. 12-year-old moist towelette. How did this hold up? I mean, the 30-year-old one I had 2 weeks ago held up perfectly fine, so I expect no less from this one. All right, let's unfold it. Oh, well, this one tears more easily than any moist towelette I've reviewed. It's still quite wet. It has nice moisture. You can see my fingerprints on there. It's just soaking through, which is nice. Very, very cold because of the weather, of course. Let's give it a smell. Doesn't smell much like alcohol at all, really. It smells like a very weak moist towelette. So, not gonna give this one the highest rating, and also the moisture is kind of gone. But yeah, definitely not as moist and doesn't smell as good. All right, let's open this spoon and get ready for our entree. Dang, plastic is still on there. All right, let's go. Nice spoon. Very, very sturdy. The US MREs have the best spoons in the world. That is undoubtedly true and will hold true forever. We got the best spoons. Okay, main course time. So we've reviewed everything from snacks to drinks to spreads, Now let's open this marinara sauce with meatballs. Ah, nice and hot. Oh, tear notches on this side. On a cold winter day, you could probably just hold on to your main for another couple minutes and then just, it's a really nice hand warmer. All right, let's open this up, shall we? Hold on, it's still too wet. Dry that off a bit. It's too slippery to tear. I'm gonna have to cut it open. It's kind of hard to open up the retort pouch, but let's dig in there and see what we can find. Look at that. Very saucy, definitely. Let me give that a smell. It smells like homemade meatballs and marinara sauce. And I'm not even kidding. It smells very fresh. A lot more fresh looking and a lot more fresh smelling than the one I had last week, which is the meatballs and spicy tomato sauce. But that one was 30 years old, so can't expect too much from that. So let's just squeeze the rest of that out. That smells phenomenal. Really does. I got some sauce on my fingers, so I'm just gonna wipe that off with the moist towelette. Kind of got everywhere, but whatever. Ugh. All right, I'll clean that up after. So, anyways. Let's try it without the seasoning first. Let's try the tomato sauce. It looks like a slightly chunky marinara, not too watery. Very delicious. It's like Chef Boyardee's marinara sauce. It's very good. So here's a meatball. I'm gonna bite into it first. Let me see the inside. Tastes perfectly fine. Again, the texture is a bit softer than a homemade or store-bought meatball, but it's probably due to its age. I've had a 2016 production spaghetti meatballs, and this tastes like that, but without the spaghetti. So this is definitely a good entree. Probably give this an 8 out of 10 meal overall. But because of the cheese and stuff that threw me off, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely not one of my favorites, but definitely palatable and okay to eat, even though it's pretty aged. So here's the pizza seasoning. So this is just Parmesan, but I don't know how a Parmesan packet would hold up after all these years. Hold on. That doesn't look too good, does it? It looks like dirt. Ugh. Let me smell that. I was actually very excited for that. I don't know if that's edible anymore. Let me like put on a piece of bread or something. Does that look edible? Is Parmesan supposed to turn brown like that? I don't know. It looks like something I found in my backyard. Let's smell it again. It smells like very strong Italian spices. I don't smell anything off with it, but let's try a tiny pinch of this. Just try a tiny bit. It just tastes like spicy nothing. It's a bit spicy, but that's kind of disappointing. It's like, it's almost comparable to like if you unrolled a cigarette or something. It just looks like some nasty dried tobacco. Ugh. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing. But at least you can see some like pepper seeds or chili seeds in there. That flat white with that flat white thing. And you can also see some spices. Maybe bits of like bay leaf or basil or other stuff. But yeah, that kind of sucks. I didn't get to. I don't want to risk eating that because I also have somewhere to attend to tomorrow. So yeah. All right, let's go one more bite of this entree. Tomato sauce actually has a hint of sweetness, so that's pretty good. Forgot to say that earlier. Yeah, overall 7.5 out of 10. bits of onion in there. Filling entree, yes, portion is pretty good, but definitely on the saltier side. With snacks, the drink's pretty good. It's very standard. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. One more thing, just a big thanks to Dub C. Can't thank you enough for sending me this. Next week we'll probably do a Lithuanian one, something that's different from what I reviewed before, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. So until then, stay safe, happy Halloween, and peace out.